listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Glee Project After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Glee Project After Show.
Hey everybody, Bing is for doing.
Oh my God, it's gonna be the last
We
time.
are doing the finale of the Glee Project. Wow, did we do a mic check? Because I can't even hear myself.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank goodness you can hear me. This is the Glee Project Season 2, Episode 11, the finale. I am Tamara Berg. You can tweet me at Tamara Berg. I'm joined in studio by Steve Bottomley.
Steve Bottomley, you can tweet me at Tamara Berg and she'll tell me what you said.
That is too true.
That really is. I'm not kidding. I'm trying.
Steve emails me and then I tweet for him. I'm also joined in studio by Christy-Anne Lopez.
Hey guys. Oh, I'm on Twitter at Miss Yellow, MISSC_LO.
And we have Marissa in the booth who's very excited that she just heard us screaming, yelling because she did not get to watch the episode of the Glee Project where we found out that, spoiler alert, Blake
What?
is the winner!
Blake
Dreamy?
Jenner! Team Blake! Wow! Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, we're done.
We're all
Thank you so much. We've had a great time.
No, we have things to talk about.
Oh, we
We're
do?
very surprised by this. But we have so much to say. I know it might annoy some of our viewers out there, but we're just going to go back to the beginning because we have to at least recap some of this show.
Yeah, let's just ride our emotional roller coaster all over again.
Yeah.
Well, there were some cool surprises
There were.
in this show.
There was all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
You know, they opened it up with just the three of them in the room.
Right.
And that couch looked really big with just three people sitting there. And I'm thinking, how do you really just kind of stay friends at that point where you're going, I like you, but I like the show better.
I like you, but I want to beat you.
But it never got to that point.
It didn't.
never.
I know, and that's what I was thinking. It's like, how do you guys do that? How do you keep both of those things alive? Where you're my buddy, but I really, really want to take you down.
Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't. And there are a couple of other shows on TV that maintain that community sense. One is the Sing-Off, SaveTheSingoff.com.
SaveTheSingoff.com.
Please go there and sign the petition. I know some of you are annoyed by this, but if you love music and you love competition shows, please sign the petition at SaveTheSingoff.com. That's all I'm going to say about it right now.
Pure music.
Yeah, and if you love pure music, thank you. Another is So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh, love So You Think You Can
again,
Dance.
a community-minded. It's all about let's create beautiful art together. The competition is secondary. And this show is another one, which is why so many people say that this is the best, if not one of the best, competition shows on TV.
It is.
So You Think You Can Dance isn't about a bunch of white people at a wedding?
I
always thought it was.
You would not qualify.
Not at all.
You
Well,
wouldn't.
at a wedding I am.
No, yeah,
Okay.
you just wouldn't.
Never mind.
Anyway.
We're moving on.
We're gonna go into the episode. We have Eileen, Blake, and Allie as our final three contenders. The homework song was "You Can't Stop the Beat" from Hairspray, which I was super excited to hear. Weren't you?
Yes.
I love
oh my
the
gosh.
song.
So much fun. And the thing is, I think we forgot to mention that the entire cast came back to come as their backup. And, I think all three of them really brought the energy. I loved Blake's little fancy footwork there. And
Yes,
not gonna lie,
that was cute. That was really
it was
cute.
very cute. But in that homework challenge, I really thought that Allie stole the show. It was almost as if she had her own really long drawn out solo to be like, wow, Allie, you really have the potential to be such a great solo artist, actress, singer, performer, whatever it is, you have it, girlfriend, is what pretty much I took away from the homework assignment.
We'll get to it eventually, but the video was kind of the same way.
I thought through the
Really
whole
was.
episode, every time they had to compete, Allie was just right there and showing more and more about her potential.
Steve,
Very true.
that's what they call a red herring.
Now
we know.
I really appreciate how they decided to do that at the last show.
At the very last episode,
Where
they start to
through the
get.
whole
They start to
season-
catch on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway,
Gotcha.
I agree.
and
No, I thought Allie
want-
was great in the home.
I want us all to declare who we thought. So I thought from the very beginning, and for weeks I've been saying it, that Eileen was going to win, and I actually wanted Allie to win. You, Steve?
I thought originally it was probably going to be Blake, and then when I saw the show, I was thinking, oh, it's got to be Allie. I was absolutely sure up until the moment they said Blake, it was going to be Allie.
Right.
But before the show started, I was thinking, they'll probably go with Blake because, that's a safe bet. And
Yes. I mean, everyone knows I've always been Team Blake, but because of our reports and our really great thorough news and gossip, they were adding other guys to the cast, and I said, well, that cancels Blake out.
Right,
They're not going
right,
to
that was-
overpopulate the male, the
Another
males
red
on the
herring.
cast. Yes. So
We
that's why I
bought it.
said, I think it's going to be Eileen because one, super talented, and two, a great person to write to.
And Ryan Murphy loves a diva, and he loves a good story.
Yes. So I thought Eileen going into this episode.
So one of the things that I also want to sort of make clear right now is that they talked last week about remember the writing staff came into the panel and they said, are we casting a star or are we casting somebody interesting, for lack of a better word?
Yeah.
And there there was information all over the place, and basically what they did was, and I don't think it was a bad move, but they cast a star because everyone has said from day one that Blake is a star. Blake is a star. Blake is a star.
Yep, absolutely. And earlier on, though, the mantra was, who can we write to? This isn't just about your singing abilities. This is, we need someone we can write to. And with that in mind, I was watching all three of them, and I was thinking Allie had the depth.
Right.
Allie had the range.
Right.
She can sing. All of those guys can sing. But she, and somebody at the end made a really good point of the difference is she really is this, she really does have this disability.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was just looking at the standpoint of, okay, forget about the star because the thing about it is once you're on Glee, you just are a star. It's not like they have to go and find one; you become one.
Yeah.
Steve, I think that's a really good salient point.
Well, I'm trying to make up for my really bad comment earlier about dancing with this.
Not on your really bad comments, but the fact that you've been gone for so many damn weeks, and we've been annoyed with you for that. But
I'm back,
people were
bitches.
saying, I'm back.
It's so good to see Charlie again.
Hashtag Charlie.
Is it one of the conversations was, is it a deficit? Is it a detriment? Is it a handicap? Sorry, no pun intended. If you don't have an interesting story, a great, pain in your life, in your past, why should that keep you from being on Glee? And basically what we found out today is that it doesn't keep you from being on Glee.
It doesn't.
Okay.
And
so,
can we just remind everybody who got to sit next to Blake on the couch?
Steve Bottomley.
And I did everything I could to get it out of him. And
but
he
you
would
made
not.
out with him on the couch. And
I mean,
that
they
was,
spooned
that
the
was
entire
awesome.
time while we were having a conversation.
Yeah, Marissa, I do
Spoon.
appreciate you never really cut over to us because it gave us a lot of alone time. And may I also say, married with kids, and I'm absolutely certain Blake is, okay.
Yeah. Okay, one of the things I want to read from the chat room is from Amanda, who's one of my friends on Twitter. Love you, Amanda. She says, another one of the reasons I thought it wouldn't be Blake was because when he was on our show here, he was so humble and so amazing, and I thought it couldn't have been possible that he won. And that, another red herring.
So true.
And also, great actor.
Yeah.
Because he knew when he was here.
Yes,
everybody knew.
he
Everybody
knew.
knew.
Yeah.
And you know that I asked him at the end of the night, I'm like, oh, so what are you up to these days? Like, what's going on? He's like, just some of this and that, a lot of appearances. I'm like, now you filthy liar.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you were doing. You were rehearsing.
You were on stinking Glee. Okay, so real quickly, backup vocalists were all of the other cast members,
yeah,
save
everybody came
one.
back. Yeah.
Taryn was not there.
But she was in a couple of the episodes, right?
Yes, she was.
I think that one, the guy that was let go first.
She jumped out episode 2.
Episode 2 is when
episode 2
Maxfield was episode 1. She was episode 2.
So she was essentially the one that was dropped episode
Right.
by her own.
Right.
Yes.
We'll talk about her later in the news.
Okay.
But everyone else was there. Allie basically directed, which was another reason why we had the misdirection of thinking that maybe she won. Chris Colfer, who plays Kurt Hummel on the show, was the mentor. And interesting story about him being kind of the inspiration for the Glee Project. He auditioned for Glee. Robert Ulrich believed in him, but he didn't get cast. And then Robert Ulrich walked him into Ryan Murphy's office and said, "You need to see this kid." And basically did, the inspiration for what became the Glee Project, because Robert Ulrich wanted Chris Colfer's story told.
Yes.
So that there could be some connection for Ryan Murphy, so that he could understand this is somebody you can write for, and obviously he's become an integral part of the show. All right, so there.
Yeah.
There you go.
And which is what they were saying is that is what Glee is all about.
Right.
Is finding a person, not someone exactly what we're looking for, or what we want to see, but someone that can just become their own character and that we can base an entire story out of.
Right. Right. Okay. One of the things that I wanted to say, I wrote it right here on my paper. During the homework assignment, when Allie was singing "You Can't Stop the Beat," the one word I wrote next to her was Chenoweth, meaning Kristen Chenoweth,
Yes.
who was in Wicked. Fast forward to Allie's song choice for the Last Chance performance, the song that was made famous by Kristen Chenoweth from Wicked, popular. So that was her persona. That was the kind of career that I could see her with, the kind of talent that Kristen Chenoweth has, except she has this other interesting element of she's in a wheelchair. What?
Boy,
Steve?
I was just, you forget she is, though.
You do. You really do.
When they finally got to the video, I thought she's just stole it. I really, everyone else was doing what they were supposed to do, which you've seen the whole season. They wouldn't be there if they weren't able to do that much.
Right.
But she was the one that you just went, well, now there's a personality. There's someone that's interesting.
Now, when you say stole it, a lot, coming from your and my background, it's not a good thing to steal to steal a scene, because it's not for the greater good. But in this situation,
there's three people competing.
Right.
And so, as far as that competition goes, she was the one where you went, I'm remembering this.
Right.
I remember what she's doing, and I'm more interested in her bit.
and you're drawn to her.
Yeah. The fact that they gave Blake a Burger King
Crown. I was annoyed by that.
Can I add to that for
Yes.
1 second?
Yes, of
The
course.
thing is, I think, yes, Allie did a great job at really nailing that character, but I feel like she's given very, I don't want to say easy, but very easy characters to kind of fill. You know what I mean? The mean girl. I mean, who can't roll their eyes and kind of like be that mean girl? I think
You're moving on to the video now, are you?
yes. I
Okay.
mean, I think that's what we're
That's
talking
fine.
about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That's fine.
I don't know. I wasn't.
And you know, and I think even with other challenges in the past, I mean, she's been able to kind of like really take on the challenge because they weren't really. I don't want to say that they were that challenging, but they were
It's
character.
not.
They were character.
It's not a huge stretch for her.
It's not a huge stretch. There
Right.
were roles that were easy to do.
Well, it doesn't seem like a huge stretch because you've never sat down and said, "Are you really this bitchy?" But she seemed to be able to do it really naturally. Is that your point?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think Eileen would do a good job at being a mean girl. I think
Sure.
that Shanna would do a good job at being a mean girl. I think that,
But did she
Lily
seem-
would do a good job at being the mean girl.
But in the video, I didn't really see her as being mean so much as just kind of, I don't know, just like, I don't know what the word is.
Star quality? The star quality was there?
Yeah. She was interesting. She
Yeah.
was interesting. She
She
was
was
more
good. I'm not
interesting
doubting
in the
that.
video than Blake or Eileen.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to the video shoot, which was the song was Tonight Tonight by Hot Shell Ray. The three finalists were given characters. So Blake was given the popular humble prom king,
Yeah.
which, as Chris Colfer said, is fictional.
Fictional character.
The Muslim gal who's sneaking out to go to the prom against
Right.
her parents' wishes, and the flirty mean girl. And
Oh, well, there it is in the title. I guess she was the mean girl.
yeah, she was. I mean, that was her assignment. And Zach.
Sorry.
And choreography. Okay, quick side note. both Miss CeeLo and I had interviews this week that were very important, and we both decided that if we ever started getting scared or worried, we would just picture Zach listening to us,
Getting excited for us.
getting excited and
Loving
encouraging us
yes.
because we love Zach. Okay. Choreography, Allie had a little bit of trouble trying to adapt the choreography, with the wheelchair, because the wheelchair doesn't move at the same pace that a human body does on legs, which again was a bit of a red herring, making us think that maybe that was the reason why she was going to be the winner. Then we had vocals with Nikki. Everybody was really good.
Again, but there was a red herring in there.
Yeah, talk about that.
Well, Blake came in really sharp and really pushing. And then, he settled down.
Yeah.
And, she said, oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Then Eileen couldn't get off the lyric sheet. She kept looking down. She goes, okay, I need you to look up now. And two things I'm thinking of is, well, she's nailing it.
Yeah, vocally it sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you need her to look up, you've got tape somewhere. You can certainly tape those lyrics up. We've done it in the studio before. In fact,
be ridiculous,
oftentimes singers want those lyrics taped up so they're not looking down. I don't know if that's done over there. But what's interesting is there was no side comments on either of those. All the side comments on either one of those, on Blake being sharp and on Eileen not hearing about the lyric note.
Right.
In previous episodes, there would be some sort of side comment where you go, well, okay, well, there's a telegraph. Here you go.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. So.
All right.
And then Allie, did she get a note?
It was quick.
She was great. She was great, and that was it.
Okay.
That was all there was to it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, then we went to Chris Cole for giving them coaching for the Last Chance performance. It said, choose a song that you'll be okay with doing for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Good note.
Really good note.
Yeah.
Really good note, because those ones that are really rangy and pitchy, you start to hate after 15 or 20 years.
Ask anyone that's had to sing the national anthem.
Yeah.
Singers hate that song.
Yeah, it's a
Francis
tough
Scott
one
Key.
to sing. Damn him.
How dare you?
How
He
dare
was
you?
not thinking into the future
He
at
was
all.
not. He was not thinking of, reality winners having to sing in front of a stadium. What's wrong with that guy?
He clearly had no vision.
Oh, in the middle of a battle. Whatever.
So moving on to the shoot, which looked like great fun, didn't it?
It did, yes.
Eric
Prom.
White, who should be given an Emmy just for corralling all these people. He's got a hard job to do, and it seems like well into rehearsal, he says, I've got a special guest because it's not quite complete without. And they bring in Damian McGinty, winner of the Glee Project from last season, and super cute Irish dude.
So cute.
Adorable.
Right.
So adorable.
So
Yes, he
cute.
is. Faith in me,
What a great accent he had.
I mean, I literally have a thing for men with accents, and my boyfriend, of course, would know that. But, he just really brings a lot of light, though, and I think he really brings it full circle when he comes back in, and these people are, these contestants are able to see, wow, he's coming back as the winner, as someone with experience in being in the series.
Yes.
This is becoming very, very real for me.
What I was wondering when that was happening is I was wondering if they were thinking the three final contestants, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah.
I'm going to walk
Right.
into a room and there's going to be 14 people or 12 or whatever. They're going to go, oh my God!
Screaming over
me. I better really know what I'm talking about.
I'm really looking forward to that moment myself in a different way, in a different context. Because I had an interview this week. Okay, the video was fantastic. Adorable, wonderful. I loved seeing all those people come back. Okay,
I'm sorry. I got a note here.
Charlie.
Yeah.
There was some numbers that who was throwing those numbers out about the downloads? Was that during the homework assignment? Was that?
That was, I think it was in the coaching before telling them that they're going to choose their own Last Chance performance song.
Oh, okay.
I think that's right.
All right. So, because I wrote some numbers down, I thought they were just fascinating. I had no idea.
Talk about them, Steve.
Well, they were saying that there's 40 million downloads, and that for these songs, and that the group songs are the highest downloads on iTunes.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. There's no
That's just
group that
huge.
has outsold Glee on iTunes.
Yeah.
No group. Not the Beatles, not the Rolling Stones, not Kiss, not any of those. big bands, not, you know, who've been around for 30, 40 years.
Not Tony Orlando.
No,
and Dawn.
not Tony Orlando and Dawn, not the Beach Boys, one of your favorites. No, haven't. So yeah, those are very big numbers, very big numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get into the video was great. It was lovely. It was fun. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Looking forward to the recording. I'm going to download it on iTunes. Let's move to the last chance performances. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Let's do it. Yeah.
But since we're talking about iTunes, you know what I found out? I'll tell you what I found out.
Tell us.
People don't like these commercials sometimes. You know how I know?
Like
How?
I read iTunes. So you guys go ahead and write and say what you want because we do read it. We like it when they're nice. We deal with it when they're not. Trust me. But more importantly than leaving your comments, which we do love, is rate us and give us preferably a high rating because it helps. It really does help. It gets the word out there. That way we can get guests in. You guys get to send in comments and questions. And hopefully we'll be able to do more live venues, which is really, really cool. If you've ever been to one, they're awesomely amount of fun. I know I screwed that up.
That's okay.
So, hey, tell a friend. Take a minute. Tell a friend. Rate, comment. We love iTunes. We hope you do too.
Last season we had I went on vacation for a little while, didn't have a great replacement, and there were some replacements on our podcast who were not as big fans as the Glee Project as, say, I was. And so our ratings went really low because of them. That was last season. So we need extra high ratings to make up for those ratings because they're still in our average.
It's just unfair.
It is unfair. And we would appreciate it.
Love us.
Yeah.
We love you, actually.
So we would appreciate it if you give us high ratings because we got to erase those other
And
ones.
by
for
the way,
dudes
for
who
the
stood
people
up
that
to me.
said, we're sick of the commercials, we are cutting them down.
If you'll notice.
So there you go. We listen to you.
And if you want Steve to unbutton that shirt, just go ahead and, call in, give us another rating, and maybe you'll see that happen.
You never know.
Tonight.
You never
Tonight.
know. You can tweet me. I'm here watching my phone. Okay, so Allie was...
Do you like being a pimp?
It's madam.
Man, it's a madam? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Get the street terms right.
Adrian, hey, I know you're out there. And yes, you did a promo for us. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet because I haven't been around to be able. I've been too busy today. But there is a promo for the Glee Project now that we're in our finale. So watch it. I'll tweet out the link later tonight.
And also a shout out to Stephanie03. She listened to all of our podcasts in a row. So that's pretty awesome. So here's your awesome shout
I
out.
love you, Stephanie.
Glee
Thank
Project
you so
Marathon.
much.
Amazing.
And we have a shout out from last week, but I can't remember her name.
Oh.
Okay. But I'll send out a tweet. Okay. I promise.
Allison. I'll just start at the A's. And if
Okay.
I say it.
We're going to move on to the last chance performances. So Allie chose to sing Popular from Wicked. Blake chose I'll Be from Edwin McCain. And Eileen chose Rolling in the Deep from Adele. Okay. Can anybody remember the order they came in?
Yes, it
I
was
think they
Allie
started with
first,
Allie.
Allie
Yes.
first. Okay.
Blake, and then Eileen.
This is when the room with us watching and screening the showdown got really, really intense.
It did.
It was like, oh my God, here
There
we
was
go.
good conversation.
Because one, we thought, Eileen, was that really the best choice for your last performance?
Well, one of us thought that. Me. One of us disagreed.
Yes.
Me.
Okay, here's my point.
Yes, make
and
your
we'll
point,
have this
Steve.
conversation.
Yeah.
I thought
Let's
it was.
do it.
I thought
Let's
it
have a
was too
conversation.
safe. I thought it was real, so in her wheelhouse that she's not going to show. I'm willing to risk something for this final performance. I am going to stick with exactly where my strength is and put it all on that. And the problem with it is, this song has been overdone. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos on it. And she didn't do anything. Yes, she has energy, but she didn't do anything beyond that to make me go, wow, she owned that song. It was a really good version of a song that I've heard done and seen done by, 8-year-old kids that also nailed it. So I just thought, I think it was a misstep by staying so safe in your wheelhouse.
Right.
And your point was.
And my point was, yes, the song is still popular. Yes, it's been done by so many, but she wanted to show, you know what, I can take this song and I can make it my own as well. And, by going last in her performance in the string of the three last, in the last three performances, she did have a lot of pressure to really deliver. And I really think that she did.
Okay. And now you have to judge which one's right.
I'm somewhere in between because I very much agree with you that it was not a risky choice by any means, and I don't know what I would do in that situation. It's the biggest opportunity that you have in your life.
Yep.
Do you take a risk where you can massively fail, or do you do something where you can potentially wow them, but maybe not blow them away with your amazing risk taking? I would probably choose something more safe. I probably would. But I thought she did an excellent rendition of that song.
You know what? I knew she was going to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. As soon as she said
Well, they
it,
always do with the Last Chance performances.
but as soon as she said Adele, I went, yep, you're going to nail it, but I'm expecting you to nail it.
Yeah. Let's move on to Allie, who actually went first. I thought
go
that
first.
the choice that she made for that song Popular was an excellent choice. It's a Broadway show tune that has been made famous by her doppelganger, Kristen Chenoweth. And Broadway show tunes tend to showcase the voice. I mean, that's just how they tend to be written a lot of times. And this was a song that showed her range. She was able to be catty as well as funny, as well as sweet. You got to see a full range of emotions. I thought it was an excellent, excellent choice for her.
And you saw the audience was captivated.
Yes.
They had a show put on for them. I would even say that it was very close to being a flawless performance from her putting on that song. And they said they wanted a star. They saw a star. She really.
I agree. I thought it was flawless. I thought she just wrote. I thought she got out there and she just. She just owned it. You know, you want to talk about somebody owning a song. She did. On top of that, I thought she gave a perfect thank you speech.
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
You say it, and that's all you need to say.
Right.
Because she left her work on the stage, and
Yeah.
that's all she needed to do. She did her job.
Mm-hmm.
This whole episode, in fact, throughout the whole season, she's always done her job, including when they gave her an impossible task of shooting a basketball.
So true.
Where everybody has, waiting for her to make that, and it's not breaking her, and she's doing, and so, there you go.
Yeah. Her quote that I wrote down was, "Being in a wheelchair has closed doors for me up to this point. And at this moment, it actually becomes a positive attribute, a challenge that has opened a door for me." And I thought that was a really beautiful thing for her to talk about, because that is where part of Ryan Murphy's brain is coming from, is, I cast all these people in the Glee Project who are challenged in some way. Let's highlight it, and this is the one opportunity that she's had where being in a wheelchair has opened doors for her. And his comment on her was, "You are a source of light, and you are impossible it's impossible to root against her." So I just, she's the one that I wanted to win out of these three, and I thought Eileen was going to win, and I'm glad I didn't put any money on it, because clearly I was wrong on all fronts.
I think after we all saw Allie's performance, we were like, done. Allie's going to win this.
Yep.
That was amazing.
Again, I kept going back to who you going to write to. Who has the most you can write to, and hands down, Allie had the most to write to, but the writers didn't get to make the call, I guess.
Yeah.
And
okay,
that brings us to
Blake, who sang I'll Be by Edwin McCain. Great song. We've heard it a million times. And, Ryan Murphy talked about the mic move, which we all thought was very cool. And he thought he was unimpressed by the gimmick. Is the mic move the one thing I haven't seen from you? He is a hard freaking judge, man.
He is.
And I thought that's why Blake wasn't going to do it. I thought he was on the bubble when he walked out. And, while we were watching, I'm going, kick it open, kick it open, kick it open.
Yeah.
And he did, but I still felt like, it wasn't quite enough. That, a key change, just bring it up one more time to just really push it over the thing. I thought the mic move was cool. I thought it really showed, look, I'm relaxed, because if that went bad, that would have been horrible.
That is a risky move.
That is a risky move, yeah.
It showed a lot of confidence, I think.
Did.
I did too. That was my note, was that showed that he had no nerves.
Yep.
I mean, I think from the beginning, he's been a consistent, very talented performer. And I think that today's performance was a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit less of a character, and a lot more of who Blake really is. Because, I mean, from even meeting him, he's a very chill.
Wait, you've met him?
I mean, I didn't get
Not
to
like
spoon
I
with him
have.
on the couch, but I got to kind of
Steve.
creepily stare at him from the corner.
Was he a good kisser? Really, that's what all of all of the world is wondering right now. Steve, is he a good kisser? What does he think of the facial hair?
I'm bound by contract.
Yes, I did hug him, and
I'm really
I'm
sorry,
going to
Blake.
say it was great to hug
I'm really
him.
sorry, Blake. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about his poetry. I want you to see my poetic side. Steve, I know you had strong feelings about it.
Well, first
Give
of
it to
all,
us.
two things about it. First of all, I didn't realize they had an opportunity to
State their case.
state their case.
Yeah.
Because Allie didn't.
Right.
Or they edited it down. So when the poem came out, I believe the term I used was, "Oh my, please don't stop. No, please don't."
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
A few
No,
swear
no,
words.
no.
Yeah, no, I was not happy to see it. But you know what? Everyone liked it. Everyone liked it. I really thought it was a fine line of, what Abraham did and not being prepared.
Right.
Although we do know now that was an edit game.
Yes, it was.
Which, by the way, a quick jump back because I was not there.
I know.
I thought that was really, really cool that he got to be able to clear that up.
You're talking about Abraham
I'm talking about
calling in
Abraham,
last
sorry.
week. Yeah.
That he got to clear that up and get his side out because that was not the representation on the
No.
show. So very, very cool to know that, and I'm really glad he got that opportunity to talk to people about it. Anyway, now we're on Blake again. But I was wrong because when he finished that poem, everybody was just like, they were in tears and everything. So that's when it works.
But Ryan Murphy was not in tears.
Right.
Just
No, he
want to
wasn't.
point that out.
No, he
and one of the lines that he wrote was, "I've lost more than I've won," and that's just a hard thing to deal with. I mean, we all kind of feel that way at some point that life is a struggle, and that's a terrible thing to have to sort of relive and focus on. And I think that's one of the elements that he was trying to get across to Ryan Murphy, that I am, because he was getting the "I'm not vulnerable" note over and over and over again. And so this was his appeal to say, I am vulnerable, I am human, I am not invincible, and I have all of these other things inside of me that can be portrayed on the screen.
But I think what we were nervous about was this kind of seemed like it was a speech of stating the obvious. You don't have to tell us that you're versatile, Blake. We all know that you're very versatile. I think we were so afraid that he was just shooting himself in the foot. I am this guy, I am that guy. We know that you're that guy. I thought it was kind of an awkward monologue.
But it was about the guy you don't know, which was kind of a smart way to do it. Really, I mean, however he did it, he pulled it off. Everybody else
cried.
was, and honestly, when
Mario, everybody,
Yeah.
Nikki, everybody was just tears streaming down their faces.
assuming that was cut
Except for
to
Ryan Murphy.
Except for
what Blake
Ryan.
was saying.
Yeah, which we don't exactly know.
And
But
by
I
the
can't-
way, I do want to call him out for one thing he said about Blake.
Okay.
About when he said, if I don't get this, I don't know what I'll do. It's like, dude, you've had 14 weeks of an audition. You'll be fine.
yeah, no lie.
Remember, Eileen's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Allie's going to be fine. They've been able to showcase how good they are for 14 weeks now?
10 weeks.
Some.
10 weeks.
Is
Okay.
week
All right,
11.
because they got, So, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. What an audience that these kids were
yeah,
playing
yeah.
to,
Really
too. I
cool.
just want to talk about that a little bit. So we had writers, we had some of the co-creators, we had all of the people that we've seen, Robert Ulrich and Ryan Murphy and Nikki Anders and Zach there. But then we also had Glee cast members, for everybody from Diana Agron and
Amber Riley, Darren Criss, pretty much a lot of the mentors that were here throughout the entire series.
Was
Samuel
that how it was
Larson.
last season?
No, not at all.
Really?
Not
They
at all.
changed that up this
We
year.
did have a couple of the Glee members in the audience, but we didn't have that massive audience like that. There was a big audience, but it wasn't as big as this one was.
Interesting.
And yeah, a great opportunity for these kids, and nice to see some of those faces that we haven't seen in a little while.
Well, it's
So I
also
really enjoyed
interesting to
that.
get more of the crew of Glee saying, let's start the energy over here too.
Yes.
So-
Yes. Well, and so talking about the audience, Ryan Murphy sort of polled the audience and said, "What do you think?" Over and over and over again, we were hearing Allie, 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 love Allie, I love Allie, 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 Allie.
And
We didn't talk about Eileen's
and then we went
performance.
to
We didn't talk about our performance. Oh, we didn't.
well, we kind of
Sorry.
did
We
earlier,
sort of did
but
out of
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't have anything to add.
I don't either.
So we just went out. Was there something else you wanted to add?
I mean, I just thought, like, my heart skipped a beat when she came out and started singing the song. And I don't know if it's because I was really rooting for her, but I mean, I think that's what Glee is all about. They get these pop hits, they get these pop songs, and they really turn it into theirs. I think Lea Michelle's version of, I don't have an example right now, but like totally sets herself apart from the actual original version. And that's pretty much what Glee is. It's not about having a Broadway song where you know what emotions to portray, whatever. It's about taking a song into what their character is going through and relaying it there. And that's what I really felt when I was watching Eileen perform.
She did get a separate shot walking in.
She did. That was another red herring.
Yeah, they
as
did
she
a
was
lot of that this
doing
time.
her entrance.
It's like they kind of took all the footage and went, okay, someone's shining, someone isn't. We got to do this. We got to.
It's like maybe they were listening to some of our podcasts.
I like to think so.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. Okay, what about Charlie doing the annoying boyfriend speech?
My God. Again, Charlie, you and you're like, but my girlfriend is amazing.
I love
You
Charlie.
gotta love
I
the
do.
guy.
I love him.
I'm
Yes.
You
still
gotta love
Team
the
Charlie
guy.
fan.
Yes.
I really am. I adore him, and he's not following
If
me on
anyone
Twitter,
was
and that
going
makes
to
me
stand
sad.
up and do it,
Yeah.
it's Charlie, because Abraham learned his lesson. He's
Yeah.
not going to do that again. You think Charlie would have? They hang out together. You know what? It was heartfelt. It was heartfelt. He stood his ground, and it seemed like not Ryan.
Zach. Robert
no,
Ulrich.
Robert. He
Yeah.
kind of like he appreciated it to a degree. I think. It's like that's what I feel too.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
And we don't know if everybody had a chance to stand up and say.
No, we don't.
Again, so it could have been this thing where they edited it where suddenly Charlie does this, plea where, who knows. But
And that opened up the door for Amber Riley, who's one of the strongest vocals on the cast of Glee, to say, I think this girl has a very
it.
great voice. I
Yeah.
think this girl has it. And that really was like a light bulb from Ryan Murphy. He's like, you know what, Amber? You're right.
not
How
only
did- how
that,
did I-
I'm sorry, not only that, but another, I think one of the writers said, she's Muslim, that's a huge audience.
Yeah.
So you had the creative side, you had the business side, you had a lot of different sides pushing for Eileen. At which point we were all going, oh, well,
It might
okay.
be Eileen. It's
I've been
gotta be
saying that for
Eileen.
weeks. I was very surprised as it all came down. I think Blake, any of them would have been a great choice.
I think so.
Really, there were only about 2 or 3 of the entire 14 that I didn't think would be a brilliant choice.
Right.
So they could do no wrong in this situation. A few months ago, I was watching, I think it was Diana Agron did an interview with one of the entertainment journalism shows, and she walked through what a day is like on the cast of Glee, and it's pretty much what you see in the Glee Project, except that it's much more intensified. So you do have vocals and recordings with Nikki, and you do have choreography with Zach, and you do have all of the blocking, and you're kind of running all the time from doing this to doing that, and doing this to doing that, and honestly, I have to say, it sounded like a dream come true. Could that be the most fabulous job in the world? I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. I can't answer your stupid email because I've got to go to my choreography lesson,
exactly.
Yeah.
and then I've got to go do my recording, and then I've got to shoot my scene with my hot boyfriend on the show or my hot girlfriend on the show, whatever it is.
And then I've got to go to the red carpet premiere right after.
Right. I mean, aside from that is a really amazing part of it, but just being able to do that as your job every day, I cannot imagine something that would be more fulfilling and more rewarding and more kind of soul satisfying for these kids, and maybe some of like me, but who has that desire to create that expression in music and in voice and
Performing
all of that.
arts.
Yeah.
I can't imagine there's that many people that want to do it, though. Do you think?
Are you kidding? So Blake's the winner, and Blake gets to do what I love, is what he says.
Blake is the winner.
He is the winner. He is the star.
And he knew it the whole time he was here.
I think we all knew it the entire time. The guy was unstoppable.
He
Okay,
really
so-
was.
He really was.
Yeah.
It was really hard to have anybody else to compare, the level of talent of where he was. I mean, obviously there were so many other guys like Michael who, was very similar to him, but Michael couldn't reach where Blake was as far as acting, as far as singing, as far as dancing.
No,
I
he
mean,
was
the
always in the
guy
shadow.
really
consistent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. It was
So,
just what
well,
you were
Robert
saying.
said, I came in, I thought I knew.
No, Ryan Murphy said
I'm sorry,
that,
Ryan
yeah.
Murphy said,
Yeah.
I came in, I thought I knew who I wanted. I saw
Yep.
the competition, and then I changed my mind again. So at one point, they were all contenders in his mind, and I think it went. I'm sure I'm wrong. I think it went. I think he thought it was Eileen first. Mm-hmm. I think he saw Allie,
I agree.
and then I think everybody around him said,
You gotta
"You
pick
got to
Blake.
pick Blake." And
I agree.
First of
I'm
all, he
sure
can
that's
do
how
no
it went.
wrong. Everybody's kind of a winner anyway, but I'll bet that's how it went.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
And I think they don't have time to really put the training in for these new cast members. I think one thing that Charlie said was, Eileen may not be the greatest actress, but she can really be something. Well, guess what? We don't really have the time to do that.
Yeah.
As soon as we find these winners, I mean, they're working and they're going, and
Right.
it's all said and done.
Right.
And
Right.
if it comes to writing, I think that Blake can really be anything. He can be Rachel's new love interest in New York.
Sure.
He can be the new guy at McKinley High. I think they can really do a lot with him.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why most shows don't get their talent this way, because they depend on actors to actually, go out and learn their craft as opposed to learning it in 10 weeks.
Right.
But
Right.
it was a fascinating ride, and congratulations to everybody that was
congratulations
there.
to everybody, and congratulations especially to Blake. I like so many of the cast members on here, I'm sure we have not seen the last of them, and we have not seen the last of characters from last season. So
And they're always welcome to stop in.
they are,
Even
they
if it's
are.
not this show, if there's a show you enjoy and you're in town, come in and just guest host and talk. You don't have to
Yes.
talk about Glee. You can talk about anything you want.
I want to move on to some news and gossip because I've got a little bit. So let's do that.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Our fabulous Christy-Anne found an interview for us this week that was on Entertainment Weekly, and it was an interview with Chris Colfer, who was the guest mentor this week. Asked if he would have been able to do a show like the Glee Project. He said, absolutely not. No way. First thing, I don't know what they kept and what they didn't, but the first thing that I said to them when I walked in was, I don't know how you do this. I'm terrified, and I'm not even competing.
Yep. It's a tough road, man.
It really is. Also, he was asked about how does it feel to be filming in New York as opposed to LA, where you filmed the first 3 seasons, and he says it's really crazy because I feel like whenever we're in New York, everything becomes like a huge spectacle wherever they are in New York. He says we go to film in LA and nobody cares.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what's that? Camera?
That's really true. In
Get
fact,
out
a
of my
lot of
way.
times you're irritated.
Yes.
Yes!
yes.
Are you
It's like,
kidding? I have to wait for the camera truck.
Because it happens nearly every day.
Yeah.
You walk out your door, if you live somewhere within the metropolitan Los Angeles area, you run into a film crew of
And
some
for those
sort.
that aren't in the area,
Yeah.
they do a lot of planning. I mean, they have to notify certain amount of city blocks if they're going to
Yep.
be setting off explosives.
Yep.
They take up parking. They kind of get the run of the mill. And you're complaining, and then you go, yeah, but they're a really good industry to keep in town. So.
Oh, indeed, indeed. Well, in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles is one of the great places to
yeah.
shoot because you get to see.
It's got everything.
They shoot it looking like New York a lot of the
Yeah.
time.
Well, Hill Street Blues
and
was shot there, I think.
A lot of 24 was shot downtown,
Yeah.
and my acupuncturist is downtown, and
There
so
you
I'm
go.
always walking through movie sets and TV sets down there. And like you say, Steve, it's like you walk, the cops are stopping you. Hold on one second.
yeah.
Hold.
Yeah.
You hear off in the distance.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm going to be 4 minutes late for my
I know.
acupuncture appointment because
That
of that.
scene better be worth it.
But yeah, it's Yeah, nobody cares.
No.
Another Film LA notice on my door. Like,
whatever.
I can't park in front of my house.
Also, with the Chris Colfer interview, there is going to be a change in the format of Glee for next season. I don't really know what exactly they mean by that, but he was asked what he thought about this new format, and he said, I personally love it. I think it adds a lot to the show, and of course it adds locations because they're going to be doing shooting in New York and LA. And I think it adds a whole new level of the performing arts community onto the show. So that's pretty exciting. Now, real quickly, the other thing I want to get to is Abraham Lim, friend of the show, friend of ours, and sweetie pie of all time, wrote a beautiful essay on his blog, and I'll tweet the link a little bit later, but it's titled We Are Glee. And in it, he talks about what Glee meant to him, and also what he learned on the Glee Project, and what the other contenders meant to him, and he speaks to specific ones of them. And at the end, he says, regardless of the outcome or who left when, we are Glee. Together, we created something that no other 14 people could have forged, and I know we'll look back on this experience years from now and laugh at the horror that was danceability, and we will cringe at the sight of a slushie together because we are Glee. It's a beautiful essay. I don't think you guys saw it yet because I just saw it just before we came in the studio tonight. I will tweet out the link, but look for it. And it's a beautiful testimonial to his experience on the Glee Project and to many of the contenders with whom he continues relationships. And it was a lovely essay that he wrote.
He was really, really fun to listen to.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
That was really, really cool call-in he did. So
yeah,
and it's good to know that all of them are so close.
Yeah.
After the entire competition, that's definitely something you'll never ever forget.
Several of them are living together.
Yeah.
So
the industry will take that out of them.
Yeah.
They'll all check in a year.
Yeah. They'll be beaten.
They'll all be beaten and bitter and angry.
Beaten, bloody, and bitter like the rest of us in showbiz.
Welcome to it.
Right, Steve?
No.
Absolutely.
No, tomorrow's another day.
That's it for our news and gossip. We have no predictions, really.
We don't. I predict it's going to be Eileen. No?
No, you're wrong. I predict the three of us are going to be really sad next Tuesday night.
I
But we got
predict
the
everybody
final
else
three.
that's listening is going to be sad to not hang out with us.
I know.
next week.
We did pick the final
We did
three.
pick
That's
the final
true.
three, right?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
We did.
Well, next season, folks.
Yeah. SaveTheSingoff.com in the meanwhile.
SaveTheSingOff.com.
But can I just say, I'm sorry, really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why did they bring up any kind of other appearances for any other of these
Oh,
runner-ups?
right. I'm sorry. Chris Colfer talked about that, and I tweeted about it earlier, but I didn't talk about it. He said in his interview, I know who wins, but I think there are some twists and perks for other members.
Right.
We did not see anything about that on the Glee Project show, but we will look forward to
It might be
possibly
part of
some
the
that
after
happening.
show they did.
Yeah, maybe.
Might.
Maybe.
Which we will have to see on recorded device.
We will because it's happening
Because
right
we
now.
committed to this show.
That's right, we did.
Well, thanks everybody for the journey. Thanks for coming on with us.
This was an amazing season of the Glee Project. It was a lot of talent, a lot of love, and a lot of wonderful things for us with having the guests coming in and making new friends.
That was
and
great.
we were very happy to bring it to you. Christy-Anne, tell us how we can find you on Twitter.
You can follow me on Twitter at MissClo, MISSC_LO, and I'm here again on Thursdays for Snooki and JWoww.
Steve?
Hey, you can find me at Bottomley Steven. I changed my password so I can tweet.
Wow!
I can do it.
You
I don't
are
know how,
ridiculous,
but
and
I
then-
know I can.
And when you can't, you can email me.
I can email you. I'm
and
also
then-
around on Sunday too on Falling Skies one more
Oh,
time.
Falling Skies. Oh, with
Hey,
me.
I know you.
Hey.
You're on it too.
We've known each other for a really long time. You can find me at Tamara, TAMARABERG, Berg, Tamara Berg, on Twitter. Also, my website is tamaracentral.com. There are big things you might be seeing from me very soon.
Yeah,
so
fingers crossed.
Let's hope.
Can't talk about it. Fingers
there was
crossed.
an interview and all that kind of stuff. We will see you next season for the Glee Project. Thanks for hanging in with us. It's been a beautiful season, and see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for being with us.
Guys.
And although Glee Project is over, we still have the actual Glee after show coming up in
do.
September, so make sure to stick around for that.
I hope I can be around for that. Marissa, just saying.
Okay, goodbye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
BuzzYou6.com.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.